Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report. Tonight we are recapping the week's nerdy news from Krypton to Yavin 4 and everywhere in between. My name, Mike Gibson. With me as always, Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
Don't really know. A lot in the world of a lot. That's the most profound statement I've ever made. I was trying to vamp to come up with something between Yavin 4 and Krypton, but I got nothing.
Yeah. Inky blackness of space.
There you
go. Yeah, big week, man. Talking about some big stories.
We are.
For the bigger than ones we've talked about in quite some time. I think.
Yeah, and I think the first one is going to be, well, it may not be directly pertinent to what we normally talk about. It is ancillarily pertinent to everything we talk about.
It kind of is. Yeah. It kind of is. It's like there's no way that anyone that covers any kind of entertainment news on any, whatever, YouTube show, podcast, television show, whatever you want to say, like, you're talking about this.
Right.
There's no way you
not are affected by it. And if you want to hear us talk about it more, you should feel free to like and subscribe and do the whole YouTube thing where you leave a comment, you subscribe, ring the bell, whatever, get notifications when we go live.
Yes, sir.
Helps us out in the algorithm, helps everybody find us, helps, us find you. So please do that moving forward.
Yes, you should. And you should also check out our sponsors, Funky Town Comics and Vinyl in the village of Camillus and up in Cicero, 2 locations for all your comics and records needs this holiday season. Speaking of comics needs, if anyone wants original comics to give to a gift, I have written and produced 3 of them, and you can contact me and get all 3 of them. The Amazing Shakes, #1, Crown of Bones, #1, I Brought a Gorilla to a Gunfight, #1, available for me. If you need to give, you have a comic book nerd in your life, and you just don't know what to get them because they're either so picky or they have everything that they want. Oh, they don't have a copy of I Brought a Gorilla to a Gunfight, do they? I didn't think so.
I do.
Yeah, but you're not the person I was talking about in this situation.
Oh, okay.
This made-up scenario in my head, you already have. You're you, and you already have one. I know that.
Fair enough.
It's fictional. Everything
gotcha.
Is fictional. Anywho. So yeah, we got some big casting news tonight. We got got a trailer announcement. We got a re-release announcement. We got some Marvel stuff. I feel like we haven't talked about a proper Marvel story in a long time.
Seems to be a good bit.
But like Steve mentioned, this first story, biggest story in any entertainment news, certainly this past week, and something that I fear we will all be talking about until we are goddamn sick of talking about it.
Yep.
Netflix is currently in line to purchase Warner Brothers. Netflix, a streaming service, is going to buy Warner Brothers Pictures.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Which, if you've been following the podcast, years ago we discussed about Warner Brothers being purchased by Discovery, or the merger of Warner Brothers and Discovery, and how that was kind of uneasy for everybody, and everybody wondered what the hell would happen and where it would go.
That happened after Warner Brothers divested from AT&T.
Right.
Which was their owners for a while.
Yep. So they've gotten around.
How the fuck is Warner Brothers not big enough to just stand on their own and be goddamn Warner Brothers? You own Batman, for God's sake. How are you? What? How is that? Why do you need to be owned by anybody? Just be Warner Brothers.
Thank you, 2025 post-capitalistic society. Like, what? Where are we?
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy that this is a thing that's crazy.
Yep.
It's capital. It's definitely capitalism.
Right. This is Warner Brothers. Like,
yeah.
The WB, like the logo that's on every goddamn thing that you've thought of for the last how many years?
With the amount of IP that they own, it's insane that they have to be owned by somebody else. The amount of money that they generate as a studio. 2025, incredibly successful theatrical year for Warner Brothers. Incredible. And yet here they are selling themselves to Netflix. Now, there's a lot of different. Sorry, Steve, you're about to look
I was
like you're
going to
about to
say
say something.
you mentioned all the things under Warner Brothers. They own
Yeah.
Warner Brothers Pictures,
Yep.
New Line Cinema, which
Mhm.
think of the 90s. Hell, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a New Line Cinema joint.
There you go. Yeah.
Warner Brothers Animation, Castle Rock Entertainment, and Warner Brothers Television, which
Mhm.
includes all the Looney Tunes. It includes all of DC. It includes
Yes.
all of these IPs that are just ridiculous.
Not to mention HBO.
Yeah.
They own HBO, HBO Max. They have a video game business as
Yep.
well.
Oh, I
Besides
found
the
the
company, Warner Brothers Games.
full list. Also, Spyglass, Flagship Entertainment Group, Cartoon Network, Hanna-Barbera, CW, because why not?
Well, yeah, that's as
Well, actually,
successful as
technically,
also,
the
like,
CW prior was known as the WB,
right.
like literally their names.
Right. Yeah,
Fandango.
exactly. Yeah.
It's crazy to think.
It's
Turner,
crazy.
they own Turner, like Turner Classic Movies and Turner Entertainment.
Right.
So TBS, TNT, like
Yep.
how
Yeah.
is this not a big enough company?
I don't understand. But this is the reality that we're living in currently. Now, there are a lot of different uh not sides to this story. There's a lot of detail in this story, and there's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of maybes. There's a lot of this could happen. There's a lot of possibilities surrounding this story. One of the possibilities is Warner Brothers deciding not to sell.
Yeah.
And this not going through. Another possibility is the Justice Department denying this merger because it is such a clear move to create a monopoly in the streaming realm of things, or in the entertainment business in general, not just streaming.
Yeah, no,
Netflix is prepared to pay.
it's
What's that?
it's
It's everything.
and there's implications on everything, and I'm sure we'll get to that later. But
Yeah. Netflix is prepared to pay $82.7 billion in mostly cash, from what I've read. Part of the deal to acquire Warner Brothers film and TV library and everything we just talked about, video games, HBO, HBO Max. This will effectively end the streaming wars. And Netflix is the number one streamer. HBO Max is the number 3 currently. The second one is Amazon Prime,
right,
which is more than just a streaming service. They're fucking Amazon.
right.
Like
you have subscriptions to the streaming service strictly because people want quicker shipping.
Yes, exactly. So this would effectively blow any other streaming platforms out of the water. And they'd have a monopoly on this and most of the just film and television industry in general. Now, that being said, obviously, a lot of people are strongly against this acquisition, saying that, like I just said, it's going to create a clear monopoly and it should ultimately not be allowed to go through. The WGA, Writers Guild of America, came out strongly against this this deal, releasing a statement that said, among other things, quote, "The world's largest streaming company swallowing one of its biggest competitors is what antitrust laws were designed to prevent. The outcome would eliminate jobs, push down wages, worsen conditions for all entertainment workers, raise prices for consumers, and reduce the volume and diversity of content for all viewers. This merger must be blocked." I've read reports that high-powered directors are meeting and already advocating, not even just directors, but like any high-powered entertainment people
Right.
are already lobbying,
organizing boycott type stuff.
and lobbying politicians to make sure this doesn't happen, because it would just be so terrible for the industry in general.
Well, I mean, love him and hate him. I love him or hate him. I know, both of our stances on more so the latter than the former. Even the president of the United States has weighed in on this could be a problem, and that he will be involved in the approach. Like, if it's bad enough that that guy says that it's bad, then we got some serious shit sideways.
That's wild. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
But there's also been reports. I was listening to something before, I was making the rundown tonight. There was reports that like Paramount is accusing Warner Brothers of being biased towards Netflix for some reason, and that like the way that they were like kind of pitching themselves was like trying to give Netflix an advantage almost in whatever like the deal was to acquire them. Like, so like Paramount's not happy that Warner Brothers is choosing Netflix. Like, there might be new rounds of bidding that are happening even. So
Right.
like this might not happen on its own. Netflix could withdraw. Warner Brothers could again not sell. Paramount could come in with another offer or whatever.
Well, and there's also the
Um,
thought that this is just a
crazy.
strategic move by Netflix.
Yes. Also, that's also something that I think I shared with you, Steve. That I saw something online reading about how um, it would be crazy if this was allowed to go through because of the size and the control they would have over the entertainment industry. Um, it's likely that Netflix, maybe it's not likely, I should say it's possible that Netflix knows that this isn't going to go through. If it does, great, they own Warner Brothers. But if it doesn't, you know, Amazon Prime notwithstanding, if HBO Max is Netflix's real true competitor, uh, if you're being acquired by a company, you're not allowed to, you're kind of frozen as far as like other IP or properties, projects that you can acquire from other studios. If
Yep.
Universal wants to license a new project or whatever, like you're not allowed to do that because you're under review by the Department of Justice or whatever. So making sure that like all your affairs are in order and that you're able to be sold to Netflix or whatever. So um, Netflix is, whether or not this deal goes through, Netflix is more or less just freezing Warner Brothers' ability to uh, grow or do
Yeah.
anything for as long as this review is in place, and that can be a year or 2 years that this is going to go on for. That's why I said we're going to be sick of talking about this by the time it's over, because I remember, I think it was even before you and I were doing this podcast, before when Disney was buying Fox. Like, I was so sick of hearing people talk about Disney buying Fox because it took so long to go through. And this could be the same kind of thing. Whether or not it ends up happening is a different story, but we're definitely going to be sick of talking about it. But Netflix is more or less, by doing this, ensuring that Warner Brothers can't grow their streaming service or anything
Right.
while this review is pending. So at the very least, this is a way for Netflix to freeze Warner Brothers and freeze HBO and HBO Max for the time being, so they can just continue to outpace them in the rankings.
Yeah, and that's
So
the
that's crazy.
I guess the other thing too there is like does anyone actually like HBO is their de facto number 2. Cuz has anyone actually watched anything on Amazon?
I so rarely
I think
stream stuff on Amazon.
I think the
like
last thing I
if
saw
I'm
was
if,
Rings of Power.
yeah, oh for sure.
And that was
Yep.
I don't know when the last season come out.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Last year, I think 2024. Like Amazon's kind of my go-to if there's a movie that I want to rent, that I had, that I want to watch, that I have to rent it for $3 or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
usually go to Amazon, but I could do that on Apple.
Right.
I don't, there's not much that I specifically will use Amazon for streaming wise. So yeah. And like you said, like if that's counting members, people that pay for that service, how many people are paying for Amazon Prime, like you said, because they get the shipping discounts.
Right.
from
Yeah, I mean
Amazon.
that's
So,
effectively why we have it. It's not
Yeah.
to watch things on Amazon Prime.
yeah, exactly. Literally just Rings of Power, as
Yep.
far as I know. So, so this is great. This is crazy. I'm just gonna say this is crazy every 30 seconds while we're talking about this because it is.
I mean it is.
And one of the biggest questions that has been kind of addressed, kind of not addressed by Ted Sarandos, guy that owns Netflix. Netflix is first and foremost a streaming platform. Yes, they have had some movies that they've released into theaters, but when they release a movie into theaters, they do it for a very short amount of time, maybe 2 weeks, maybe. And they do that because usually they only release a movie into theaters if they think it's going to win an Oscar, or if it's like an awards contender.
Right.
And Netflix has won a couple Oscars. It's not like that's never happened before. Not like they've never gotten prestige fanfare, prestige recognition for their work. They've put out some good movies. They've made some good movies. But the theatrical release isn't really their jam.
No.
If you're buying Warner Brothers, a lot of people are thinking like you're gonna make like, we were talking about this before the show I played last night. You're telling me that you're gonna make a Batman movie and it's only gonna be in theaters for 2 weeks or whatever? Like you have to, like, that's Batman's like the most popular fictional character of all time. You're telling me that you wouldn't do an extended theatrical release?
Right.
So
That's
Ted
like
Sarandos has come out
same
and
deal.
said,
Like if Disney didn't put the next or Sony didn't put the next Into the Spider-Verse movie on.
Yeah.
Like if they just streamed it.
Right.
It's a cartoon. We'll just stream it. Like
Avengers Doomsday is a Disney Plus exclusive original.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are you doing? The last Avengers movie made $3 billion.
Yeah.
Like whatever the Batman did, it didn't make $1 billion, but what? It made like $700,000 or $700,000. Like,
yep.
You're just say no to that? You're just gonna let it's like whatever. The sequel to like Superman crushed this past summer. There's gonna be a sequel in 2027 that's probably gonna do better because of Superman doing so well.
Yeah.
What if you're only gonna put that in theaters for 2 weeks? Anyway, this is a lot of assumption what we're saying, because Ted Sarandos has come out and gave a quote that said, more or less, I didn't write it down word for word, but he did say that the merger shouldn't change how Netflix or Warner Brothers releases the movies. But he did say that over time, the theatrical windows may evolve to become more, quote, consumer friendly, which to me means we're going to put them on your TVs quicker and take them out of theaters quicker.
Yeah. And that's
I don't
the definition, like what Sarandos said is what everyone is going to say in that situation.
Yes.
Like, yes, those are words that say what we want them to hear, but of year after the merger, they're going to look at whatever the hell is good for Warner and whatever the hell is good for Netflix, and or whatever they think is good for one or the other.
And there's going to be a big amount of creators, directors, writers that will not want to make a movie that isn't going to be in movie theaters ever. And one of those creators might be James Gunn.
Yeah.
Because he came out on Threads and, he wasn't responding to anything. He didn't say, I'm talking about Netflix buying Warner Brothers, because he works for Warner Brothers. He's not going to say specifically. He just posted something on Threads that just talked about how the importance of theatrical releases, just in general, and incredibly important to the entertainment industry, incredibly important to what we're doing here in DCU. Whatever, it's blanket statement. Clearly, he's responding to this, but he didn't purposely do that, I think, to give himself a way out if accused of anything. But I just can't imagine a world where, you get to see the Batman Part 2s in theaters for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then that's it. It's insane. That would be insane. And Ted Sarandos also said something about he doesn't think there's any difference in watching a movie in the theater versus watching a movie on your phone. And he's wrong about that. He's just crazy wrong about that.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I don't know what else to say about this. It's crazy that this is even a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen for so many reasons. For so many reasons, I hope it doesn't happen. But we're not in control of this anymore.
No.
And I just hope for the sake of the future of film that this doesn't happen. Or if it does happen, I hope it sinks them and proves to the world that, no, this isn't what people want necessarily all the time.
Right. And it
is what a lot of people want. I can't deny that a lot of people prefer to stay home and watch shit on their TVs and phones instead of going to the theaters. But to say that theaters are dead is just untrue. And people were saying that as COVID hit for sure, like, oh, we're never going to recover from this, but you have, and it's been proven time and time again. If you give audiences a great theatrical experience and not just like the same old sludge that they've seen a million times, people will go to the movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You think you're gonna get fucking Chris Nolan to make a movie for you if it's only gonna be in theaters for 2 weeks? No way. You're never working with that guy.
No. I mean, all
You're not
that's
gonna
going to
work with
do.
Ryan Coogler. Gonna work with
Right.
Martin Scorsese. You're not gonna work with Jordan Peele or Steven fucking Spielberg. Like, they're not gonna work for you.
I mean, to be
What are you
fair,
doing?
that Scorsese drop may or may not be true because he's already proven that he will work with Netflix.
Well, that is true. That is true.
But the rest of them, like, I mean, some of those guys are definitely purists and definitely building this medium for the venue that you're viewing it in.
Yeah.
Those big blockbusters, those, even like would the blast at the end of Oppenheimer and the culmination of that been the same if you'd have just seen it in your living room?
No.
Like,
No. Any
it's
part
all
of Oppenheimer isn't the same.
right. It's all part of that immersion, and that, like, the medium you're watching is coexists with the venue that you're viewing it in. So
Yeah.
to take one without the other seems like it's just, I don't know, it's just disingenuous to the film industry as a whole.
Yeah. Like, there's a tremendous amount of hype around Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yeah.
Right now. Do you think anyone that's excited for that movie is like, I can't wait to watch The Odyssey on my phone at
No.
home? No one's saying that. Not one person is saying that.
Well, I mean, look at everybody's favorite movie we've seen once. If James Cameron's
Cameron.
Avatar
Yep.
had not come out in theaters, like, it would not be $1 billion movie.
No, sir.
Like,
No,
that's the whole thing with Avatar is you're seeing it in that venue.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you're experiencing it in a giant ass screen with wonderful sound and comfortable seating and just like immersing yourself in it.
Speaking of which, I think it's time that I'm admitting to myself that I need to catch up on Avatar, and just I need to get over myself.
I was actually thinking that I need to revisit them. Like, after we went to Disney in September, we went to Animal Kingdom and
Sure.
obviously went to Avatar Land, whatever the hell they are calling it.
Avatar Land.
And it's just like, okay, this is really cool to walk around.
Yeah.
I probably need to go watch those movies. Or, to me also, part of me wants to, show my son those movies. Just because I'm curious what a 8 or 9-year-old would, like, what they would take from that. I feel like they're going to get a lot more out of it than what we did at our, what was it, probably mid-20s.
I think that's true. And I was thinking the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
I still don't think there's a lasting impression, but I think they're going to get a lot more out of it than we did when we first saw it.
But there might be for them.
Yeah.
You know that. That could be like showing them Star Wars for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like this. And I just keep hearing that the new Fire and Ash is really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
well, the last one,
like,
a lot of people talked
the second one, so.
A lot of people talked it up, and it was the same thing where it's just like, this is very pretty, and it's every trope you've ever seen.
Yeah. I think it was one of the guys from Blank Check was on like another podcast, and I saw a clip from it where he was defending the Avatar movie, saying like, they're giving you so much. They're giving you so much visual information.
Yeah.
And they're doing so much world building. Like, they're just like overloading you with all this information about this world, both visually and throughout like the way the story is structured. It just keeps giving you new stuff and giving you new information that you have to understand in order to follow what's happening. And the trade-off for that is the dialogue's going to be kind of hacky, and maybe the overall plot's not going to be like the most mind-blowing thing. But like, there's got to be a trade-off somewhere. and that was part of his defense of the movie. And I was like, I get that. I get that. You're giving me something I've never seen before. You're giving me creatures I've never seen before. So the dialogue's got to be a little bit weaker. So to balance,
But
you know
in
what I mean?
that
'Cause if
same
it's like super
vein,
dense dialogue and super dense world building at
yeah,
the same time, you're gonna be like, I'm lost.
in that same vein, we all at one point saw Star Wars for the first time.
Yeah.
And yes, the dialogue was not an A plus
Yeah, but
in
I think
any
that's
way,
like,
shape, or form. But like, it's still captured like, oh shit, I need to see that again. Versus,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
that was cool. Okay, you want to watch it again?
But that's also like, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that point. But I think both the point that um, Griffin Newman was trying to make in the podcast he was on, and the point that you said about like it being weak dialogue in service of giant world building is like that's kind of the balance that you need to attract a mainstream audience. Like people like you and me that can like lock into something
Yeah,
and can understand visual storytelling in a way that like maybe some other people can't. Like if you're trying to make big studio money, wide appeal, 4-quadrant appeal with your movie, like you got to dumb something down to appeal to the people that aren't going to get it otherwise.
right.
And you could argue that Star Wars did that intentionally or unintentionally. Um, and you can definitely say that Avatar is doing that as well. I would say that both movies, since we're comparing Avatar to A New Hope, I would say both movies um, partially were so successful because of their technological innovations, of course.
Yeah,
But where the difference is in 1977, you hadn't seen anything like the effects in Star Wars. You had not seen anything like it
right.
ever before. Whereas Avatar, yeah, the 3D came a long way and the CG looked really good, but I've seen stuff like it before. You know, it
Yeah,
wasn't like unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I'd seen 3D movies before. I'd seen CGI characters before. These were better, but not like, you know, it was the first time I'd ever seen a motion capture character was an Avatar, then yeah, my mind would be completely blown. But, you know, I'd seen Gollum and Jar Jar Binks already or whatever. So anyway, I don't even know how we got on that tangent, but we'll be back there in a few stories from now,
yeah,
talk
we
about
will.
Star Wars again. But not quite yet, because we're talking about a really huge piece of casting, I think.
I would agree with you. Like, yeah,
For a couple reasons.
yeah.
For a couple reasons.
There's fire away, sir.
I'm trying to think of another like huge casting. I'm trying to think of the last time we got a big a casting like this, not somebody returning to a role, not like Hugh Jackman's going to come back in Deadpool and Wolverine, like that was big, or like Robert Downey Jr. You could argue because he's playing a different role in Doomsday, but like still, he's returning to the franchise, right?
Right.
This is an A-lister joining joining a franchise they have not been a part of.
Samuel L. Jackson
And
joining Phantom Menace.
yeah, I guess I was trying to think of ones that we talked about in this.
Oh yeah, no, I was trying to think period of like
Yeah.
something that was like somebody who's at the cultural zeitgeist that is joining a new franchise.
Yeah. I can't think of a comparison really. But I also feel like it's been a while since we've got any big casting news. So I guess I'm just gonna get enough teasing it. Scarlett Johansson, most what is she? The most bankable movie star
I believe
in
so.
history? Didn't they
Yeah.
just say that recently? Recently titled. Scarlett Johansson is in final negotiations to join The Batman Part 2. She's going to be playing a role in Matt Reeves' sequel to The Batman. Maybe one of my most anticipated films of all time. Like, clearly. First one is one of my favorite movies. I was shocked to read this. Because, like, she doesn't need another franchise necessarily. I mean, she doesn't ever need to work again. She doesn't want to.
Right.
Clearly, she likes the job, and she's good at it. She's a good actor. Great actor, I would say. A-lister.
Highest paid actress in 2018 and 2019.
There you go. Right there. And like we said, most bankable movie star. She just joined the Jurassic Park franchise.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously spent years with Marvel, Black Widow. Maybe could pop up in a cameo in Doomsday or Secret Wars, but maybe not now. Maybe Kevin Feige reads this news and is like, "Hey, let's write Scarlet out of Secret Wars because she's switching sides. She's joining the other team." But anyway, this news broke, and I got some detail on it from a report from Scooper Jeff Snyder, who said apparently this role, which has not been identified, we do not know who she is playing in the Batman Part 2. But this role was initially offered to Emma Stone, another great actor who passed on the role. Apparently, Scarlett Johansson was so interested in this role that the second she heard Emma Stone had passed, she told her representatives to go get her that role. She like aggressively pursued this part as soon as she heard that it was available. She's been in talks for it for a while. She's taking less money up front. She's lowering her quote so she can be in this movie. And she's getting she's taking less money up front, probably taking some points on the back end. And she's dropping out of 2 other projects in order to be able to film the movie. Now I guess there is a little overlap because not only is she just getting she's been out of the Marvel game for only a few years. She just joined the Jurassic World franchise. And she also is signed on to be the lead in the next Exorcist movie, written and directed by Mike Flanagan. And I guess there's like a little bit of overlap in the shooting schedules of both those movies, but they're going to make it work. And maybe that was part of why the negotiations have been going on for so long. But yeah, she like actively sought this role. Like, oh, there's a role in a Batman movie. I want it. Get it for me.
Yeah.
Go get it. I'm Scarlett Johansson. Make it happen. And that seems like what is happening. So before we get into speculation, Steve, what do you think about this? What do you think about Scarlett Johansson joining not James Gunn's DCU, but joining the DC pantheon?
A different piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, like regardless of what role she's playing, we're about to see Scarlett Johansson in a Batman movie. What do you think of that?
I mean, I'm a sucker for anything Scarlett Johansson's in. Like she's been a killer actor in everything she's in. Yeah. Yep. I haven't seen. I was actually yesterday. I was going to watch the new Jurassic World because I can't imagine that one's an A+. But, yeah, like in general, like it's weird with her and Driver. I always just go back to Marriage Story.
Oh, she's so good in Marriage Story.
And like both of them were absolutely A+ in that. And it's like, no matter what, I can always look back and be like, yeah, that's the caliber of actor she is. Yeah.
Yeah. I recently saw her in a Coen Brothers movie called Hail Caesar that I had never seen before.
Oh yeah.
She's excellent in it. Kind of a small role for her, but it seemed like a
well, it was a while ago though, right? Hail Caesar was like late teens.
It was like 2018, 19 maybe. You know,
so like right as she was coming up into that like most bankable everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Right before Endgame, probably. And yeah, smaller role, but it was clearly like I want to work with the Coen Brothers kind of thing.
Speaking of that, have you seen Asteroid City?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yes. That's the only Wes Anderson that I haven't seen, so worthwhile. I thought it was incredible. Nice.
I thought it was incredible. There's a couple Wes Andersons I haven't seen that I need to because my wife and I really love them.
Let me rephrase it. The most like normal,
the most recent one. Yeah.
Normally thought of Wes Andersons.
Yeah. Asteroid City is really great. Nice. Highly recommend. But while we're tangenting on other Scarlett Johansson movies, Hail Caesar, Alden Ehrenreich is in that movie.
Yes.
He is incredible.
Yep.
Incredible. Like watching this movie, I was like, I totally understand why they cast him as Han Solo. Not because he's acting like Han Solo, but because he's a really good actor. Like it showcases what he can do in a way that I had never that not the Han Solo role did not showcase his like range for me.
No.
And I've only seen him in a couple other things since then, but he is really, really fucking good in Hail Caesar.
Yeah,
And it's kind of a
2016
shock
was.
that what's that?
Hail Caesar was 2016.
2016. Okay,
Yeah.
farther back than I thought.
And for anyone who doesn't
very good.
know, because I remember like seeing the trailer or the teaser for that and
Yeah.
being like, holy shit, this cast. Josh Brolin, George Clooney, Alden Ehrenreich, Ralph Fiennes, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, Channing Tatum. Like,
Everybody that you just named is exceptionally good in
Yeah.
the movie. The movie overall, like I thought was really good, but it was just a little, I don't know. It didn't hit for me quite like I expected it to, but it was very, very good. Everyone in it's great. Tilda Swinton plays twins. George Clooney plays an idiot movie star. He's great in it.
nice.
You know, it was like Coen Brothers stuff. I laughed out loud. I was like
Yeah.
nervous at points. I like didn't know what was going to happen. Like that was really good. Channing Tatum's excellent. There's an amazing dance number in it because it's all about like golden age Hollywood filmmaking.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's really great.
The
Anyway,
yeah, I love how that list of people I named off, Frances McDormand is probably the least known, and she's won 4 Academy
She's like
Awards, 2 Primetime Emmys, and a Tony.
full-time Oscar.
Like,
Frances McDormand. This is the coldest take in the world, right? If you've seen Frances McDormand in any one movie, you probably know this. But because I've been following along with Blank Check, doing a lot of Coen Brothers movies, she's in a lot of Coen Brothers movies because she's married to one of them. But seeing what she can do in a lot of those movies, like she's unquestionably one of the greatest actors alive.
Yeah.
Unquestionably. And it's crazy that she is less of like a A-lister.
right.
Like, but if you know movies and you know acting, then you know Frances McDormand. But like, does the random person on the street know Frances McDormand? No.
Nope.
But she's like you said, she's won 4 Academy Awards or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
she's incredible.
Primal Fear, Fargo, Mississippi Burning, Raising Arizona, Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah. Yep. And she's only in Hail Caesar. She has one scene in Hail Caesar. It's insane, and she's hilarious. But yeah,
Nomadland.
Oh yeah, no, she was great in Nomadland too.
French Dispatch, yeah.
Oh, she's in French Dispatch. That's one of the Wes Andersons I haven't seen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Almost Famous.
Oh my God, she's the mom in Almost Famous. That's right. Oh, she's so good.
Crazy.
So
and 3 Billboards.
That's right. Didn't she win an Oscar?
That was one of the Oscars, yeah.
Okay, so back to ScarJo and the Batman Part 2. There goes my classic alarm going off.
Move the elf, buddy.
December.
Move the elf.
I can't right now. I'm hosting a podcast. Sorry, just resetting it. Bam. So, Scarlett Johansson. We know her. We love her. Joining the Batman Part 2. So something else that we had heard, I think we talked about maybe quickly months ago, but it's been confirmed this week that Zoe Kravitz will not be returning for the Batman Part 2. There will be no appearance of Selena Kyle or Catwoman in the Batman Part 2, which is a bummer.
It is.
Because she was great in the first one. But you can't have every Batman character in every Batman movie.
Well, that brings up the point. Who do you think could possibly be the character that Scarlett Johansson's playing?
Scarlett Johansson's playing. Now, everything we're about to say is speculation. There's no evidence for any of this.
And by that, everything Mike is about to say is speculation, because I'm not going to say anything because I don't have any clue what 5 of the 6 people he's going to mention are.
Because she could be anybody.
That's true.
We don't know. We don't know anything yet. But the fact that Zoe Kravitz is not returning has led a lot of people to think that she's going to be the new love interest for Bruce Wayne and or Batman. Now, Jeff Snyder, also when you're talking about Scarlett Johansson going after the role and it being offered to Emma Stone, also said The one thing he knows for sure is that she's not playing Poison Ivy. I don't know how he knows that one specifically. I think there were maybe a lot of people hoping that Poison Ivy would be introduced. I can't really see
Redheaded.
Poison Ivy working in the Reeves verse. The Reeves verse is like too grounded, kind of, for someone to be controlling plants. It would have to be a reworked version of the character.
Yeah, I could see her. I could see Poison Ivy working in the sense that, maybe she's cast as, the actual scientist part, and then some
Right.
weird something happens a couple movies later. But if she's going to be the main anti-hero or
but
main
even,
villain
like,
or whatever, love interest or whatever.
I feel like if Poison Ivy was going to work in the way the Matt Reeves world seems to work, which is mostly real world stuff.
Pretty practical, yeah.
Pretty practical. I would say that, I mean, she's not going to have green skin and be able to summon plant life out of the ground or whatever. She would have to be like somebody who creates toxins from plants and like poisons people with them. Like she would have to be like a serial killer or, a radical environmentalist that murders people,
right?
But not controls plants. Uses plants, but not controls them. Anyway, that's all doesn't matter because apparently she's not going to be Poison Ivy.
Right.
But Jeff Snyder did hear that the role will be a villainous one, whether she maybe starts as a love interest and is revealed to be a villain or is just a villain the whole time. He doesn't know, but that it is going to be a villainous role. And, he said something like she's played a good guy so many times that part of the reason she was so attracted to this role is that she was excited to, be a bad guy.
Right.
Which is cool. So the fact that Jeff Snyder, I think most of this is based on the fact that Jeff Snyder said that she could be a love interest that turns out to be villainous. And I'm sorry that I'm spoiling a movie that came out in 1992. But a lot of people online are speculating and hoping and saying that Scarlett Johansson might be playing the character of Andrea Beaumont or the Phantasm from Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Do I believe this? I don't know, because Matt Reeves, a couple months ago, we talked about it. He was asked about the Batman and the villain. He said the villain is not something that's ever been seen in a Batman movie before. He did not specify live action versus animation.
Right.
Mask of the Phantasm was a theatrical released Batman movie. And if you're doing the thing where she's the love interest and then twist, she's the bad guy, that's kind of exactly the plot of Mask of the Phantasm. So I can't imagine that Matt Reeves is doing a live action remake of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. That doesn't seem like something he would want to do.
Right.
I could see that if he is going to use this character, figuring out a new way to use that character, figuring out a new twist for the character, or not making it a twist at all. But a lot of people are yelling, "She's going to be Andrea Beaumont." I don't know about that. We'll see. People are saying that she could be Vicky Vale, love interest. Other love interests like Silver St. Cloud. She could be Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
We don't know. Julie Madison is another character from the comics that is a love interest that is connected to the Court of Owls. A lot of people have been saying Court of Owls for Batman Part 2.
I mean, that fits with the very grounded, relatively grounded, universe.
Right. But I think people are forgetting also, she could be a new character.
True.
She could be a new character that then is revealed to be a member of the Court of Owls.
Right.
Right? Or something like that. So, I don't know, could be anybody. She also, there's speculation that she could be like people have been saying that, Hush is going to be the villain in Batman Part 2. A lot of rumors about Hush. She could be a gender swapped character. She could be a female version of Hush. Or a female version of whatever. Or though in the comics, there's a female version of the ventriloquist. Maybe she's that.
Right.
Who knows? Gilda Dent has been thrown out by fans. Wife of Harvey Dent and a character in The Long Halloween. We know that the district attorney of Gotham City had his head blown off in the first movie, so they're going to need a new DA in Batman Part 2. Why not have Harvey Dent? And maybe she's Gilda. I don't know. Maybe she's Harvey Dent. Maybe she's the maybe we get a female Two-Face. Holy shit, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool as hell. God damn, that would be awesome. Now I kind of want that to happen. But anyway, lots of speculation. If you're listening, if you're watching this, who do you think Scarlett Johansson is going to play in the Batman Part 2? Let us know. Comment on our socials. Let us know in a YouTube comment or whatever. Who do you think she's going to play? Obviously, we're not going to know this until Matt Reeves wants us to know. Like,
yep.
They will, I think, but they are starting to film in January, I think, early next year. Production starts. So
right.
It may not be too long before they announce who she is playing. And, but we're also probably going to get more of a cast in general. Like I said, if they are going to be casting a new DA, if they are looking for a Harvey Dent, who knows? We don't know anything about this movie besides that Robert Pattinson is in it, and now we know that Scarlett Johansson is.
Yep.
And that's it. I guess we know Jeffrey Wright is in it, and we know Colin Farrell is in it, but that's it. Those are the 4 people.
Did we get confirmation on Farrell?
Yes.
Okay.
Farrell is, I believe, like in a similarly sized role to his role in the first one, just kind of like
right.
He's there to build out the world. He's more, obviously, he's a crime boss now and not just working for a crime boss. But anyway, big story. Scarlett Johansson joining DC. You think part of this has got to be like, fuck you, Disney kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I could see that.
A little bit, maybe, because there's that whole lawsuit thing and Bad Blood after the Black Widow release and stuff. Could be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go to DC. Fuck off.
Could be. I mean,
I don't know.
The lawsuit and all that, I think that ended up being more of like similar to how when like Disney has to sue someone because they're using their IP just because of copyright law and that. Like, part of me is like, yeah, I think I read somewhere that it was like, yeah, that it's a lawsuit to prevent precedent from being set and it not being fought type thing.
Right.
So
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see either way.
We'll see. Something else that we'll see this week, apparently, is a teaser trailer for Supergirl. That's right. James Gunn announced, I think today, that on social media, that we're going to be getting a teaser trailer for Supergirl this week. I read a couple other sources predicting that it'll drop Thursday. I don't know what that's based on at all, but there's a very, very short clip of the teaser of Supergirl sitting on a bench with wind blowing and then part of a rocket landing, but you don't even see the entire rocket, you just see some boosters coming down. So really tells you nothing, but you get a cool look at Millie Alcott as Supergirl.
Yep.
Which is great. And I gotta say, my family rewatched Superman yesterday. We just were sitting around, had nothing to do. I just put it on and watched the whole thing. And her cameo at the end of that, man, it gets me so pumped for this movie. I'm just like, I can't wait.
The fact that it was such a nod to the comic readers too was just perfect.
Yeah, and in the clip, the clip of the teaser of the teaser that came out today, she's wearing
Same
that duster, baby.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She's got that coat on. So anyway, I'm sure that next week on this pod we will be discussing the Supergirl teaser, and I'm pretty excited about this because the Superman teaser was incredible. The first one we got was just like him falling into the snow and the dog and the music, and it was just like, oh my god, this is great.
Yep.
So very pumped. Hopefully, same kind of effect I feel from the Supergirl teaser. But will it be the same effect that I get when I see Star Wars again for the
billionth time?
How many times do you think you've seen A New Hope?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, it's got to be over 100, right?
You think over 100?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like tip to tail or like started it and like had the intent?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Because I know there's a number of times where I've put it on and then like something else happens or what. Like had the intent to watch it, definitely over 100.
Sure. Like, I can't tell you how many times I watched it when I was a kid.
Oh God, yeah.
When I was a kid and we owned 10 VHS tapes and that was one of them, like,
Right.
I'm
Like
watching A
how
New
many
Hope.
times did I rewind that tape?
Yeah. A version that we taped off television, so I had to fast forward through commercials and
Yep.
shit. Like,
Yeah, that was
um,
the game-changing moment was when I got that special edition 3 cassette box set. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, I don't have to
Oh,
fast forward
I don't
through
have to.
something."
Yeah. Well, this one's gonna have even less to fast forward through because the re-released Star Wars New Hope gonna be re-released for the 50th anniversary officially. You know, this is not a huge surprise because we knew they were gonna pull out a lot of stops for the 50th anniversary. We're already getting Starfighter coming out that
Yep.
month, May, 2027. Steve, I think you and I said like they're definitely gonna re-release New Hope.
Yeah.
Like that's happening. And here it is, official announcement. However, the cool part of this is not the Disney Plus version of A New Hope. They are re-releasing. They have remixed and remastered the original theatrical cut of Star Wars. Not Episode 4 A New
Right.
Hope, straight up Star Wars. The initial theatrical cut didn't even say that. Didn't have Episode 4 A New Hope in the crawl. That was added what? A year later?
Whenever the next time it was released was, because
Next
at that
re-release,
point they had been
78 or 80
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah,
It was because it was right before Empire.
Empire. Yeah. Um. So yeah, people like me who complain about George Lucas adding a bunch of shit to these movies that didn't need to be there. The argument kind of falls apart when you point out that George Lucas has been changing things about Star Wars since 1980.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a different conversation. So
It
the
is.
original theatrical cut will be re-released in theaters in May of 2027 or summer 2027. No actual date yet. Steve, I can't tell you how excited I am for this because I've never seen the original theatrical cut of Star Wars. I've only seen it after things like Episode 4 and New Hope have been added. And you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only edition that I've seen. Maybe that's going to be the only thing that's different about the version that I watched when I was a kid. But I don't know. I don't know what else he put in there. I don't know what other sounds he added or things he tightened up or whatever, you know? I've never seen the straight up theatrical cut of Star Wars. I've only seen one called Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope.
I can't remember. Was the version released on Laserdisc a remaster of the original? Do you remember Laserdiscs?
I do, because I had a
giant
copy.
CDs.
I had a DVD copy of the Laserdisc copy for a while.
Oh, okay.
But it was still, I mean, it was still Episode 4 A New Hope. Like
Okay.
that was the one that was on all like
I was in my brain. That was the only time I would have had a shot to have seen the original 77 cut. If that was a
but no, I
reproduction
don't
of it,
think
but
because he changed it. Like we said, he changed it right before Empire came out, and from then on, it was a franchise, and everything's an episode. And they're not re-released. They're not putting out anything on home video that isn't like the current version or whatever. So, I don't think the original theatrical cut has ever been released on anything, and we're gonna get to see it.
yeah,
Now, I'm sure the changes, like I was saying about, you know, the subtitle. I'm sure a lot of the changes or the differences between this cut that we will watch and the cut that I watched 100 times when I was a kid are minimal. I'm sure those differences are minimal. But there's going to be some massive differences in the original theatrical cut to the version that is on Disney Plus right now.
Yeah.
Because now we're post special edition 97. We're post everything else he did after the special edition stuff. We're post McClunky. We're post all this stuff. It's going to be a wildly different movie.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen since I was 15 or whatever.
Have we ever just seen Han shot?
I have.
Yeah, the cut we would have seen growing up was just Han shot, not Han shot.
For sure, yeah. Right. I didn't see Greedo shoot first until 1997.
Right.
And I'm a few years older than you.
No, but I mean, I had those original the original VHSs.
Yep.
Like, well, not original, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, yeah, we're gonna see Han shoot first.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That in itself is exciting.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
We're not going to see the stupid Jabba scene.
We're not gonna see the Jabba scene that I hate. We're not gonna see a giant dinosaur walk right in front of the camera as
Mhm.
Obi-Wan and Luke are pulling up to the stormtroopers. I'm
Yeah.
really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Now, the crazy part about this is that when George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney, it was in the contract that you couldn't release the original versions of the original trilogy. His versions were the versions. So how is this happening? Has he softened on that? Have they gone back to him? Is it just for the anniversary? Is it possible that we will get despecialized versions of Empire and Return of the Jedi also released to celebrate the 50th anniversary, or will they save those for the 50th anniversary of those movies? I don't know. And does all of this mean we will eventually get a despecialized release, home release, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever, of the original trilogy?
Right.
I don't know. I would like that. You know, I don't know that I want well, because again, I haven't seen the theatrical version of Star Wars ever. I am familiar with whatever version was pre 1997, the pre special edition. I just
Yeah.
kind of want that. I want a remastered, upscaled version of just the 1995 version of the original trilogy.
And
That's what I want.
looking at a list of the changes, the subtitles, but other than that, it's very much like just audio
Minimal stuff.
changes. It was audio, just about like audio enhancements up until that 97 special edition.
Yeah, the special edition is the biggest.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And
Yeah.
which was basically like an ILM advertisement.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, hey, look what they can do.
And we were just talking about this again last night with some people, and it's funny that I feel like, having recently watched A New Hope, you know, Star Wars is a movie that's known for its special effects, mind-blowing special effects. It's funny watching it now. The practical effects that they did in 1977 still look incredible.
Yeah.
But what dates that movie are the janky CGI things from 1997. Like,
well, it's like when you
they
go back
look
to watch
more
Phantom
dated.
Menace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same deal. Like the CGI in that, like, it doesn't, you know, some things hold up great and other things are like, whoa, boy.
Yep. Yeah. So, like, you know, the miniature practical green screen stuff that they did in 77 still looks immaculate, but then you got a wonky Jabba the Hutt that doesn't clearly looks like a cartoon.
Yep.
Like, solely doesn't be there.
We don't get the stupid whatever the hell they turned the Obi-Wan Kenobi Crate Dragon Yell into.
Crate Dragon Yell. Great pull. We don't get R2 hiding behind hiding in a cave that's completely covered in a way that there's no way that he could get inside of it.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm excited for that, and I'm sure we won't be able to shut up about the 50th anniversary of Star Wars when that is happening.
Oh yeah, fully expect between like March and May of 2027 to just hear us talking about Star Wars constantly. More than normal.
Maybe in more ways than one.
Yeah.
We haven't figured out
That's true.
A date. We're still working on that. Anyway, let's move on to some Marvel stuff. Close out our main news segment here. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just hearing weird ass sounds from upstairs. Okay. I know my wife's still awake, so who knows what's happening.
Closing out our main news segment before we get into comics with some Marvel news. I'm not sure this is huge news, but it's interesting, and it's something that I don't know. It's worth talking about because we haven't really thought about or talked about Avengers Doomsday too much recently.
Yeah.
Is it a movie that's coming out next year?
Think so. End of next year.
I don't even remember. Because I feel like I stopped kind of being excited about it. After a while.
It's on the docket for December 26th.
Okay.
So yes, 1 year from today. Not actually today, but like 11 days from today. December 18th, 2026 is supposedly the release date.
Okay. So coming out in a year. And they're wrapped filming on it. I'm sure they're doing a lot of post-production, but apparently at a recent Disney event, corporate Disney event in Italy, so nowhere around here, which is probably why it wasn't everywhere.
Right.
Avengers Doomsday was briefly highlighted as one of the company's upcoming big releases, obviously. And this included a presentation that highlighted the actors that will be in the film, grouped together with their respective teams, Avengers teams. I don't know what that typo in my rundown is screwing me up. I don't know what that was supposed to be. I'm going to delete that so I don't. Anyway, there was a slide that showed, Avengers Doomsday, and then it faded to directed by the Russo brothers. And there was an announcer saying stuff in Italian, so I didn't really know what they were saying. But actors and their respective teams. First up was Fantastic Four, obviously featuring Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing. Then we had a team that I just dubbed Wakandans, which is Letitia Wright's Black Panther, Winston Duke, and Tenoch Huerta.
Namor himself.
Namor. Yep. Then we had a team that I am referring to as the Avengers. It's kind of an interesting team for the Avengers. Captain America, Sam Wilson, Thor, Ant-Man, Falcon, Shang-Chi, and Loki. Tom Hiddleston. Loki. I don't know that we knew that Loki was going to be in this movie. Did he have a chair? Did he have a name on a chair? I don't remember.
Think so. I think it was more inferred that there'd at least be a reference to him after where he ended up sitting.
Yeah.
Literally on the throne.
Right.
Of time. Or whatever.
A team of the new Avengers, which if you've seen Thunderbolts, you know that team is comprised of Yelena, Bucky, Sentry, Ghost, Red Guardian, and U.S. Agent. And the last slide was the X-Men, Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, Mystique, Gambit, Nightcrawler, and Beast. And there was a final slide that showed all of the aforementioned actors and characters with the Russo brothers and a big picture of Robert Downey Jr. as well, because we know that he's going to be in this. So, Steve, these are the teams. We still don't know really what's going on in this movie. We know Dr. Doom is the villain. We don't know what he's up to. But we know that our heroes are divided into 5 different teams. Is that too many? How long will they stay 5 separate teams before joining forces? And what do we think about this in general, I guess?
Yes. 2/3 of the way through the movie. Whatever. In all honesty, this is going to sound really dumb. I don't care about this movie right now.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't really either.
I have no hype for it whatsoever.
It is certainly. I've never been less excited for any Avengers movie. Ever.
I've rarely been less excited for a Marvel movie.
Oh, see, no, I'm more excited than that. But here's the difference, I guess. Right now, I'm excited to see Avengers Doomsday because it's an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
However, I'm not. What's the difference? I just had it. I'm excited, but I guess I'm like, I'm ready to be let down at the same time.
Okay.
Like, I'm excited, but my hopes aren't high. Does that make sense?
Maybe that's where I'm at too. Of like,
yeah, I don't have a ton of hope for it, but I'm excited to see it. Now,
I feel like I will be excited to see it. I'm not excited to hear it in the news for the next year and like hear all the bullshit. And when you have a cast that, like, for one, how do you make it all? How do you make all of that work? Because that's even excessive to normal Avengers movies that are already stupid. Like, as far as trying to get everybody their due, not yet.
Yeah.
Don't cut that piece, Mike.
Clearly, clearly there's
Just
going to
cut
be
that. Avengers movies are just stupid, and we'll get so much more airplay. It's not even funny.
yeah. Clearly not every one of these characters is going to get like
Right.
their time to shine. But then, like you said, that's the case for all Avengers movies. Russo brothers know how to balance character mostly.
Yeah.
But this point is a point we've made a million times before. Like, we've never really. I feel like we don't have a desire to see these characters get together like we did before we had ever seen characters like this get together before. Like, so the hype's not there. We've done it a million
right.
times.
That's the thing is
I'm not.
the Russos know how to balance character, but they know how to balance character when there's at least a leg or two to stand on. When you have when you have an Iron Man, when you have a Cap, when you have like anchors to be pieces of this, even so much as like Banner, like there's Thor. I've always found wishy-washy, but like those three especially are very like you can build around that. What do you got
Thor
here?
is like the guy kind of in this list. I feel like Thor's like he's the only OG Avenger.
Yeah,
as far as character and actor.
I mean, him and Loki are the only ones that have been around since the beginning.
And Loki and after that, it's like Ant-Man. Which is crazy. And like, sure, you could say, what are you talking about? Professor X and Magneto, like we're gonna see the original Patrick Stewart come. Like, great. I don't care. I don't like that they're bringing in old X-Men characters. I don't care.
Right. I wanted to see that as a cameo or something like that.
I wanted to see them not in this movie and have them introduced as new versions of them in their own movie.
Right.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I was happy to see Xavier in his chair in Multiverse of Madness.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Kelsey Grammer as Beast in a post-credit scene. Great.
Whatever. What would be cool though? It would be cool if, I guess the most likely to do this would be the X-Men, but if they pulled like a James Gunn and Suicide Squad and like,
so that's
this X-Men team just dies in the first 10 minutes. Everyone just gets brutally murdered. Because
on the flip side, I've heard a couple things of, do they do that with Downey? Of Downey is doomed through this whole thing, like through this whole lead up, and they're making a big thing of it. But like, does he, relatively quickly in the movie get got by the real Doom?
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know if Marvel's got the balls to pull that one off, but
I feel like a lot of people would see it as too much of a bait and switch. Like, you told us 2 years ago that Robert Downey Jr. was playing Dr. Doom. You promised us Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, and now you're giving us someone else as Dr. Doom, and he's dead. He's not in this movie anymore. I think people would maybe not love that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Depends on how they do it.
Part of me says that Disney was so desperate with this franchise that they have no problem doing that.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound dumb because the movies still make a boatload of money. Like, even the failed movies still make a boatload of money for them.
Yeah.
However, like, I don't know. I don't want to use the superlatives, but this movie really seems like a sink or swim for Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward.
Steve, no apologies necessary.
Well,
it is 100% is a sink or swim movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward, because their drop off has been so steep compared to like where it was, like unbeatable. Everyone's going to see a Marvel movie. Like, yeah, they've had their ups and downs, but like, they're not. None of these movies are like guaranteed mega smash hits anymore. And if they can't make an Avengers movie work, then they are cooked.
Yeah.
Then they're cooked, and they have to really scramble and really figure out what they're going to do next. Like, this really is sink or swim. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Full stop. Full stop.
Hell, their best movie recently didn't make any money in the theater.
Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Fantastic Four did pretty good.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four did good. I didn't think that was as good a movie as Thunderbolts. It was fine. It was good. It was very good.
Yeah.
But it
They were
still
both very
didn't.
good movies.
Yeah. But like I don't know, like who's talking about Fantastic Four now? I don't know. I feel like I don't see people like rewatching Fantastic Four or talking about Fantastic Four. I don't know. Maybe they are.
Part of me
I'm sure they're out there.
part of me wonders, like, similar to what it was leading up to it. Like, we heard a lot more of Superman than we did Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, we had the marketing on it then that was kind of lackluster compared to what Superman was doing. And in this case, Superman's following up with, Gunn being plastered and talking about Superman all over Supergirl and then Man of Tomorrow. And then it's right at the forefront. Whereas everything with the Four, you hear Doomsday and there's no tie to the Four. There's rarely a mention of them in anything. And it doesn't seem like Marvel's pushing the marketing button as much as DC is.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think Marvel is still coasting on the fact that they were Marvel.
right.
First, they're coasting on the name, but I think they're slowing down, man. Like the reaction isn't quite there. Like I think Doomsday is going to do well in theaters. If it's really good, then it'll stick around, then it'll have legs at the box office. But like, if it's not great and it drops off big after like its second week, like that's going to be a sign of, I don't know, a bad sign of things to come for Marvel. People would be out on the MCU. But going back to how we kind of spun out of this about maybe them pulling a James Gunn and just murdering a bunch of these characters. I can see maybe not immediately, but like, what else are you going to do with Professor X and Magneto and like, what are we doing with these original X-Men characters?
Yeah.
After this movie, maybe some of them get to Secret Wars, but like, and who knows what happens in that movie? But if you're setting up a brand new villain, like, there was a lot of threads of Thanos. There was talk of Thanos a lot in the first 3 Marvel phases before we got to Infinity War. We knew a little bit about him. We'd seen him. He'd been in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
We knew what he was even doing. He's always after these Infinity Stones. Like, we knew all that. We don't know. We've never seen Dr. Doom's face outside of Comic-Con appearance from Robert Downey Jr. We don't know what his costume looks like. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know his motives. We don't know who he is. Or general audiences don't know who he is. So they got a lot of setup to do. And if you're trying to establish a new big bad villain, what better way to do it than to have him come in and just wipe the floor with your X-Men team that isn't going to keep going anyway. They're not going to keep Ian McKellen as Magneto for the next 10 years. That's not happening.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't know that he's going to die, but I'd be surprised if any of these X-Men characters show up in Secret Wars. So just have Doom brutally kill them all, and then we're like, okay, this guy's a bad guy. It's a shorthand to the audience. Like, this is how dangerous this guy is. He can kill Gambit, the stroke of his hand. Ever.
Yeah, you talking earlier about never seeing Doom's face got me thinking again how fundamentally you pay Robert Downey Jr. the amount of money you pay him to do what you're paying him to do. How do you reconcile that with Victor Von Doom, who in a number of iterations of the character has been so vain that a small cut on his face, like not even a drastic burns or crazy facial scars or whatever, like small scar on his face forces him mentally to wear a mask the rest of his life and not show his face in public. Like, how are we going to reconcile that, folks?
Yeah, I don't know. And what's the mask going to look like that is like, doesn't look stupid and is engaging, kind of? Like, how much acting is he going to do in the mask?
Right. Are we going to get a Pedro Pascal in the Mandalorian thing? Or
Yeah. Or even how much time, like, you're not, like, you're saying basically you're not paying Robert Downey Jr. to not show his face in this movie.
You're not paying Robert Downey Jr. money to not show him.
Yeah.
Not show
But
one of the
then,
most
like-
marketable faces in the world.
Right. But then also Doctor Doom's whole thing is that he wears a mask all the time.
Right.
And we don't see his face ever. So are they just throwing that rule out the window? Or is it going to be a Pedro Pascal and Mandalorian thing,
Yeah.
like you said? Or like also kind of like a sometimes Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man kind of thing, where he was just Iron Man is a CG thing the whole,
Yeah.
or he's probably not in the practical version of that suit all the time.
Right.
So,
But I mean, like with the Mandalorian, it's not like Downey's going to be under the mask too. What do you you ADRing all those lines and then he actually
Right.
films for like a week and a half?
I have so many questions about this movie.
Yeah.
In general. But going back to our conversation about being excited for it or not being excited for it, I kind of realized when I'm saying I'm excited for this movie, I'm not really excited for this movie yet. I am excited to see a trailer for this movie. And I'm excited to either be excited for it or to be like, this is not looking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn what my expectations for this movie are.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's crazy that they're releasing a movie that is Avengers : whatever. They're releasing a movie with Avengers in the title.
Yeah.
And I'm not out of my mind excited for it. If you told me that walking out of seeing Endgame or whatever, walking out of that theater, by the way, 5-6 years from now, you're not going to give a shit about anything they're doing with the Avengers. I'll be like, are you kidding me? How's that even possible? Here we are.
Yep.
Here we are. Do you have a comic to review this week? I do not.
I do.
Let's hear it. What you got, Steve? What you got?
Pulling up the quick notes on it because I don't want to get things wrong.
Oh, he's got notes, people.
Oh, I know. I don't have notes. I'm talking about like Doctor Strange. So it was Doctor Strange #1.
Oh, cool.
New relaunch of the
Okay.
Sorcerer Supreme himself.
Mhm.
It's I guess the premise is Stephen Strange stranded, becoming Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard, apparently, prior to the events of this.
Oh yeah.
He gets sent by Sif to Elfheim and meets Angela there. I don't know if you are familiar with that character.
I'm not.
Let me get you a synopsis. It's a Neil Gaiman and Todd McFarlane creation. First appeared in Spawn #9. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Crossover character. Now Marvel.
Yeah. So it was owned by Image until 2013. Neil Gaiman was returning to Marvel Comics, would bring Angela with him. Basically, she's an angel and a bounty hunter. And somehow related to Thor at some point, I believe.
Cool combination.
So, yeah. So the two of them team up, have happy fun romp through Elfheim, end up in a situation where he's freeing some dark elf demon sorcerer thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they effectively leave you on that cliffhanger, which Derek Landy, who wrote it, Ivan Ferrelli had the pencils on it. Seems like a setup comic. Like there wasn't anything that screamed at me, hey, I need to pick up #2. There wasn't anything that screamed at me, hey, I wish I hadn't read that. Cool art. Again, kind of, I don't want to say generic art, but like kind of generic art. Like it just looks like a comic book. Like there was nothing that screamed, okay, need to follow this artist or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
that's kind of a bummer because like Doctor Strange, you want it to be crazy looking.
Yeah.
Or you want it to be like like fucking you want it to be Steve Ditko. What you want it to be.
Yeah.
Or inspired by
Steve
Ditko.
Yeah.
Or who would be great? Who would be great on a Doctor Strange book is Javier Rodriguez, who did
very
Martian
much
Man, Absolute Martian and Zatanna. Like he would crush a Doctor Strange book.
You know whose take I'd be very curious on? We were talking about the other week, Something's Killing the Children, Werther Dell'Edera.
Oh yeah.
That'd be like kind of that kind of minimalist thing that he does like not minimalist, but like leaves a lot of negative space, leaves a lot of the panel kind of open to interpretation. But
That's
still,
a really interesting pull
yeah,
because it would be so radically different. It would
right.
have to be so
That's
different
what kind of
looking.
got me thinking about it.
The color palette would be like
Mm.
the opposite end of the spectrum from
Right.
Something Killing Children is very muted and very dark.
Yep.
And Doctor Strange, you want like big, weird magic
Mhm.
explosion stuff.
And it would have,
Big,
but
weird
at the same time, some of the times, like in Something's Killing the Children, there's some panels where you see, especially when he wants to emphasize something, usually with one of the monsters or one of
Yeah.
the weird stuffed animal things, like he utilizes that color to pop certain things out, which could also work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed like a radically
Not the most ringing endorsement from Doctor Strange #1 or for Doctor Strange #1.
I've had worse, but
oh, for sure. But if he didn't sell you on that book, maybe you'll be excited by one of this week's releases that include Absolute Batman #15, Action Comics #1093, All New Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider #5, Amazing Spider-Man #17, Aquaman #12, Batman and Robin #28, Blood and Thunder #8, DCKO Wonder Woman versus Lobo #1. Interesting fight right there. Fantastic Four #12, Green Lantern Corps #11, Infernal Hulk #2, Iron and Frost #3, Marvel Knights Punisher 3, New Avengers 7, Sinister Six 3, Spider-Man Wolverine 8, Star Trek Lower Decks #14, Star Wars Han Solo Hunt for the Falcon #4, Supergirl #8, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #13, Transformers 27, Ultimate Black Panther 23, Ultimate Spider-Man #23, Ultimate Wolverine #12, and Unbreakable X-Men #3. Lots of stuff coming out this week at your local comic book store.
including a couple on my pull list.
You still getting Absolute Batman, right?
Still getting Absolute Batman, still getting Transformers, still getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, wow, cool.
So TMNT actually is the issue 13. They're doing it as a blind bag launch. So,
oh, wow.
It's kind of the Jason Aaron had the first 12 issues, like it was kind of their reboot of the Turtles and this whole like new era. He is jumping off of it. Jean Luan Yang, who did Superman Smashes the Klan, and
hell yeah,
American Born Chinese, multiple Eisner Award winner, is taking over the writing, and Freddie Williams II, who did all the he did a number of the crazy crossovers like Godzilla Power Rangers and like Batman TMNT.
Okay, sure.
He's taking over the art on it, so it seems pretty cool. They're doing for 13. They're doing blind bags, which they have a couple of cool ones, including like a Christmas theme cover, and then some the 1 in 10s, 1 in 20s. Like there's one the 1 in 75 by Daniel Warren Johnson's just cool as all get out.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Dustin Wynn had a 1 in 100 that's kind of his classic classic style, his style of stuff. So there's a bunch of cool ones you can grab in the blind bag. Blind bag variants listed as cover price as well, which in my brain that seems like the best if you're going to do one of these blind bag releases. And I think I can't remember which. I think DC's latest. I think it's still probably sold well, but their blind bags were like $9.99.
Yeah, too much.
And it's like Battle Beast when that came out. Like that's the last huge blind bag release I can think of. It was cover price, and that's what this Turtles one is going to be, $4.99 cover price. So
it was the Batman #1, the DC one.
Yeah,
that you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah,
and like if you're getting it for cover price, I might take a flyer on one or two.
Absolutely.
Like I know I'm going to pay the $4.99 for the one. I might as well take a flyer on a second one if I don't pull something cool, or if I do pull something cool, I'm more likely going to be able to go buy a second one because, well, I'm not going to open the 1 in 100.
Right.
Like I'm throwing that in the bag and that's sitting there.
Yeah. yeah, I don't want to pay twice as much for something that I
Yeah.
could I could open
You
my
could get
blind
the
bag,
same
turn around
thing.
and be like, oh, I could have got this for $5 right over there on
Right.
that shelf.
Yep.
Yeah. It's blind bags are a cool idea, but I don't like the upcharge is not great.
Right. Gamifying it is one thing. Gamifying it and bleeding you of more money, whole different
Yeah.
ballgame.
No good, no good. It's got one quick one shot, and it's just worth talking about because it involves our very own the Riddler here in the nerdosphere. And this is a crazy thing that a lot of people are talking about because it's weird for a director to name names and names that don't deserve it. But good old Quentin Tarantino recently this past week gave an interview on some podcast where he listed his top 20 films of the 21st century. And he mentioned the movie There Will Be Blood, which is on his list. He said There Will Be Blood would be higher, except for the Paul Dano, who is one of the stars of There Will Be Blood. He called Paul Dano, quote, weak sauce, quote, the weakest male actor in SAG, the limpest dick in the world. I don't care for him. I don't care for Owen Wilson, and I don't care for Matthew Lillard. Jesus Christ, Quentin, settle down, man.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Like,
Like,
and apparently Matthew Lillard clapped back today on all that.
he was at a con or something. He was
Yeah.
like, but he's like, he goes, I'm really famous to everybody in this room. Outside this room, I'm not
No.
all that famous.
Right.
But it still fucking sucks to hear Quentin Tarantino say that. It hurts my feelings. That sucks.
Yeah, like outside that room, Matthew Lillard is like
Still pretty
Shaggy.
famous. Yeah.
Like,
But he's also like the guy, he's in Scream.
right.
You know, like he's.
No,
yeah.
but I mean outside of, nerd circles or whatever. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
like
But Scream also.
Scream
outside of
would
nerd
cross
circles.
it. But like beyond that, he's what, Shaggy or
Shaggy.
that guy actor from a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah. But also, Matthew Lillard and Paul Dano. Owen Wilson's fine, but Matthew Lillard and Paul Dano, I think, are both great actors.
I would
Paul
agree.
Dano is an exceptional actor. He's very good. Matthew Lillard is great also. Matthew Lillard always knows what movie he's in.
Right.
Like, some people think he's over the top in Scream. I'm pretty sure he's doing exactly what he should be doing in Scream. He's perfect as Shaggy and all those things. And also, like, he was in
SLC Punk.
sizable SLC Punk. I'm a big fan of that movie.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen it in years. I should watch it again. Love that movie.
I think that's where I was Scream. No, Scream was before that. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. He's in Twin Peaks The Return.
Oh, yeah?
He's in the 3rd season of Twin Peaks, and he's fucking great in it. He's really good in it. Maybe the best acting I've ever seen him do. It's really great. So, Quentin Tarantino, shut up.
You know what's going to sound dumb?
That's what I say.
You know the movie that I somehow my brain relates with him? Did you ever see Without a Paddle?
I did not.
You
but
didn't
that's
miss
him and Seth Green and
yes,
somebody else.
You did not miss a amazing movie, but him, Seth Green, and Dak Shepard. And
Steve, I almost said Dak. This is exactly what my brain said. I was like, oh, it's that movie with those 3 guys. It's Lillard. Oh yeah, it's Seth Green, and I was like, I want to say Dak Shepard, but there's no way that it's Dak Shepard.
Yes,
so just say that you don't know the 3rd guy, and then you came with Dak. I was like, fuck, I was right.
But for some reason, I don't know when the hell I would have watched that movie more than once.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like, there's multiple scenes that are ingrained in my head.
Interesting.
Like, it's a movie that stuck with me that should not have stuck with me in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, that's funny.
But like, yeah, it's a weird one.
Do you think between the 2 movies, which do you think you've seen more times, Without a Paddle or Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope?
Probably Without a Paddle.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I thought. With that, I think I'm done. Do you have anything else, Steve?
No, I think that probably wraps it up. I don't think anyone wants to hear us talk more about Without a Paddle.
Nope. I don't think Matthew Lillard wants to hear us talk anymore about Without a Paddle.
Dak Shepard might, though.
Sure.
Why not?
Go on his podcast. So yeah, I think that's it for appreciate you being here. If you're watching, if you're listening, thank you. You should do the things that Steve said to do at the beginning of the show. Follow us on our social medias. You can like and subscribe to us on YouTube or your podcatcher of choice. All those wonderful places you can get at us. And I guess that's it. So until next time, as the two suns set over the burnt corpses of Owen and Baru Lars, we say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.